Crazy Crab in the house. And today, going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves announcers blasting them for their quote-unquote very unprofessional batting practice attire. Let's just look at this batting practice attire. Here we got Chase Utley, and he was one of the ones that they by name ripped for wearing this. And I have to say right up front, I'm a Giants fan, so if I'm defending the Dodgers, then that says something, because any chance I have to call out the Dodgers on something negative, I usually will do that. Now, having said that, this uniform that they're wearing here, as we see, is kind of weird. It's not something that I'm used to. In my eyes, you see a certain batting practice jersey and uniform for 30-something years, and all of a sudden they come out in shorts and t-shirt, and just it looks a little funny. It looks a little different. But there's one thing that's very important to remember. We have to remember what we're talking about here. What are we talking about here? And let me get some help from my assistant. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
Yeah, we're talking about practice, okay? So this is batting practice before the game. Game hasn't started yet. Is it that big a deal? It's not that big a deal. Yeah, when I come to the game early and I see players doing their batting practice, it looks pretty cool. I love the normal traditional batting practice uniforms and the jerseys and the pullovers. It looks really cool. Looks really sharp. This maybe not as much. I mean, obviously it looks more laid back, looks more just relaxing, cool. I mean, like hanging out and hitting some BP, kind of almost like backyard, just ballpark, local field kind of feel. It's kind of cool in a way. I don't mind it. But yeah, I mean, I can see why some old broadcasters would say it's unprofessional, but they really went on and on about it. Let's listen to a little bit of it.
Nobody had any kind of uniform or batting practice shirt on with their name on their jersey. They look very unprofessional. And I think I can say this because I know what the Dodger organization was all about. But if I were a Dodger fan, I'd be embarrassed. And I don't know how Major League Baseball allows such attire when the gates are open and fans are watching. Chase Utley, I've had nothing but respect for him his whole career. I think he's a great player, and I thought he always played the game the right way. That was an embarrassment what he had on today during batting practice.
Yeah, when you think of all the merchandising that Major League Baseball does with their practice uniforms and the batting practice jerseys, I'm with you. Why not? Well, it's called a uniform for a reason.
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
It's not that big a deal. These broadcasts, I'm obviously a little bit in the middle, as you can see. I don't love it. I would prefer the regular traditional batting practice jerseys, but at the same time, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. That's what they want to wear for batting practice. Wear that for batting practice, okay? It's not a big deal. It's batting practice. BP, it's not like he had freaking underwear on, okay? He had long shorts on. He had his, T-shirt on. Apparently, it was a Strikeout Cancer T-shirt. And in this article from TrueBlueLA.com, you can see they're kind of insinuating things that I don't like this style. He said he also, talking about the announcers, talking about Simpson, one of the announcers, Joe Simpson, the other one was Chip Carey. He says he also apparently has a problem with shirts that are meant to raise awareness for cancer. Come on, he did not have a problem with shirts that are meant to raise awareness for cancer. You want to get onto them, just get onto them for what they said, get onto them for what they were ripping, and don't try to, insinuate that they have a problem with getting rid of cancer, that they're freaking pro-cancer. Okay, let's not, now you're trying to make these announcers something worse than they really are, because they did not like the batting practice attire. They're old school, and they went on a little farther. They made a big deal about it that was not necessary. Okay, don't act like they love cancer now. Come on. This tweet here from 108 Stitches. Oh, if the Braves announcers didn't like this, they're going to hate September 2nd, Strikeout Cancer Day. I don't like that. That's not appropriate. It's not appropriate to rip them for something serious like cancer, talking about they hate striking out cancer. They're pro-cancer. they love cancer. Get out of here, man. Don't go there. Because he was wearing the strikeout cancer t-shirt. You want to mention it's fine. Say, I'm not sure the announcers were aware of this, but he was also wearing a strikeout cancer t-shirt. So, the Attire did also promote something positive. It wasn't just, a t-shirt. So you'll say that, but don't come act like the announcers are like pro-cancer. Now you're going too far the other way. I'm on their side. I'm on the Dodgers side right here. The announcers went overboard with this. They talked on and on about it. If I was an announcer, I might poke a little fun. I'd be like, yeah, they took comfortable jerseys to a whole new level here and showed them, comfortable uniforms, whatever. But it's practice.
Man, look, I hear you. It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange. It's strange to me too. But we talking about practice, man. We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We're talking about practice.
It's BP, not a big deal. Hey, it's all good. Adapt or die. Baseball's going in a certain direction. Now, hopefully this stuff doesn't come into the game. I don't like, I always say, each little thing that happens is one step towards, eventually taking over the game and being completely different. I'm not down with that. But at the same time, you got to adapt. Baseball's having problems kind of appealing to the younger audiences, I've heard anyway. So, oh well. It's batting practice. It's BP.
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice.
And I don't know if this is their regular BP uniform or what, or they were just wearing this for this game against the Braves, but the Braves announcers really went overboard. And they also pissed off Dave Roberts. So you don't want to piss off the Los Angeles Dodgers manager, Dave Roberts. Dodgers Dave Roberts was made aware of the comments and was not too pleased. Dave Roberts did not appreciate it when he was told Braves broadcasters criticized Dodgers for taking BP in shorts/t-shirts. And he said, I didn't hear the audio. I want to hear it, but I take it personally when people question our professionalism. So he was not happy. And I don't know Dave Roberts. I've met Dave Roberts in 2007 when he was with the Giants. And he's really cool, really great guy. Seemed very genuinely a good person and was nice to all the fans and everything. So Dave Roberts, I always love Dave Roberts. When he gets pissed off, I listen. So, and here's the last thing I'll show, a little funny tweet from Enrique Hernandez showing tomorrow's BP attire. That is pretty funny. I got to give Enrique credit. Just lighten up. The announcers, come on guys. You don't need to go on and on and on about it, ruining the game. I mean, it's BP.
We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We're talking about practice.
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? Man, we're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. I do. I honestly do. But we're talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.